Hi everyone, this is your biology class. I'm your teacher Seema Atreja. So in this video we are going to discuss the fertilization events. What do you mean by fertilization? In fertilization, male gamete fuses with female gamete to forms the zygote. Actually, fertilization is not a single step process. It is completed in multi-step. We are going to discuss these steps one by one. The first step which proceed towards fertilization is the approach of sperm, through which sperm reaches to the site of fertilization where egg is present. So first step we are going to discuss here is the approach of sperm. In one ejaculation, there is about 3.5 ml of semen is deposited into the female reproductive tract, that is vagina, and this almost about consists of 200 to 300 million sperms. In one ejaculation, 3 to 3.5 ml of semen is deposited into the vagina, in which 200 to 300 million sperms are present. Actually, why large number of sperms are present in ejaculation? There are certain processes which help the sperms to reach the fertilization site, and there are certain processes which act as a barrier in the path of the sperm. Because of those, large number of sperms die and not able to reach the fertilization site. So we will discuss all these one by one. First we will discuss the events which help the sperm to reach the fertilization site where egg is present. That is the structure of the sperm. If we remind, there is a tail present in the sperm. Lashing movement of tail help the sperm to reach the fertilization site. They help the sperm to swim inside the female reproductive tract. Prostaglandins are the chemicals. They also help the sperm to reach the fertilization site. These chemicals causing contraction in the uterine part, which help the sperm to reach the fertilization site and help in increasing the motility of the sperm. Aspiratory movement of uterus. Aspiratory movement are the sucking action of the uterus which pulls the sperm and help the sperm to reach the fertilization site. So these are the events which help the sperms to reach the fertilization sites. Now we will discuss the certain things which act as a barrier in the path of the sperm. The first one is the thick endometrium. During menstrual cycle, what we study, that is the endometrium becomes about 5 millimeter thick structure. If I draw the uterus here, the inner lining of uterus becomes very folded and it is almost about becomes 5 millimeter thick. So thick endometrium act as a barrier. The sperm has to cross these endometrium lining and reach the fallopian tube for fertilization. So it acts as a barrier. Next, that is acidic pH of the female reproductive tract, which kills the large number of sperms there. That's why large number of sperms are present in one ejaculation. Third thing, that is phagocytes present in the female reproductive tract. They engulf the sperm. So large number of sperms not able to reach the fertilization site, that is fallopian tube. That's why about 200 to 300 million sperms are present in one ejaculation in semen. Because of these barriers, only about 100 sperm is able to reach the fallopian tube. Sperms move at a rate of about 1 to 4 millimeter per minute. This is the approach of sperm. Now the second step is the capacitation. What do you mean by capacitation? That is, sperms attain functional maturity in the female reproductive tract. They gain the functional maturity in female reproductive tract and finally reach to the fertilization site. How they gain the functional maturity in female reproductive tract? First thing happens, that is removal of sterols and glycoproteins from acrosome membrane. We already studied the structure of sperm. In the head region, tip of the head consists of the acrosome, and acrosome is covered by the membrane, that is acrosome membrane. On the acrosome membrane is present the sterols and glycoprotein. There is a chemical present in female reproductive tract which help in the removal of sterols and glycoproteins. Now the acrosome membrane becomes weak. Inside the acrosome there is present sperm lysine. After the removal of sterols and glycoproteins, acrosome is now able to release the sperm lysine. Next events which help in capacitation or gaining functional maturity to the sperm is the influx of calcium ion. Calcium ion are taken in acrosome. Because of this, the sperms become more active. So capacitation is the second step which makes the sperm attain functional maturity in female reproductive tract, in which removal of sterols and glycoprotein from acrosome membrane. So the acrosome membrane becomes able to release the sperm lysine present in them. Second thing, that is influx of calcium ion. Calcium ion enter inside the acrosome. Now the acrosome membrane becomes more permeable to release the sperm lysine. So they gain the functional maturity in female reproductive tract. Third step is the fertilizing and anti-fertilizing reaction. Fertilizing is secreted by the ovum and fertilizing is spermiophilic site. And anti-fertilizing secreted by the sperm. This anti-fertilizing present on the sperm, they identify the spermiophilic site, that is fertilizing, which is present on the egg. If this is the egg, on this surface there are present fertilizing, this is the fertilizing which is present on the egg membrane. The sperm consists of anti-fertilizing. They identify these specific sites present on the fertilizing, and in this way, anti-fertilizing present on the sperm attach on the fertilizing site. Because of this reaction, only few sperms can reach to the egg, because there are few fertilizing sites are present on the egg membrane. So what is the significance of this step? It maintains the uniqueness of a species. Sperm belong to one species can identify the egg of same species. So it maintains the uniqueness of a species. And second significance of this is it thin out the number of sperm. Only few sperms can come in contact with the egg membrane. Out of 100, only 10 or 15 sperm can come in contact with the egg membrane. So it thin out the number of sperm. This is the second step. Now we discuss the next step, that is release of sperm lysine. Acrosome becomes more permeable because of the capacitation process, and it is now able to release the sperm lysine because of fertilizing and anti-fertilizing reaction. These sperm come in contact with the egg membrane. Now from the sperm acrosome, sperm lysine is released. Sperm lysine is made up of 3 types of enzyme. The first one is the corona digesting enzyme, which digests the outermost layer of the egg, that is the corona radiata. It digests the cells of the corona radiata. The cells of the corona radiata are glued with one another. This is the egg membrane on which these corona radiata cells are present, and these cells of the corona radiata are glued together with the help of hyaluronic acid. This corona digesting enzyme digests the cells of the corona radiata. Second enzyme present in sperm lysine is the hyaluronidase enzyme. It digests the hyaluronic substance which glued the cells of the corona radiata. In this way, cells are digesting. Third thing present in the sperm lysine is the acrosine enzyme or chemical, which digests the zona pellucida layer. So after digestion of the corona radiata and zona pellucida, there is a space created on the egg membrane. Acrosome of the sperm is almost removed, and this is the head of the sperm, and this is the tail region. Now what happens? The next step, that is formation of fertilization cone takes place. How is the fertilization cone is produced? It is produced by the egg membrane towards the animal pole. This egg membrane is bulging out where the sperm entry takes place through the animal pole, and fertilization cone is produced. This is the fertilization cone which is produced by bulging out of the egg membrane, and through this fertilization cone, nucleus of the sperm, mitochondria and centriole enter inside the egg. The most important step happens when the fertilization cone is produced and the sperm come in contact with the egg membrane. Actually, this is not the egg or female gamete. It is the secondary oocyte. When the sperm come in contact with the secondary oocyte, it triggers the second meiosis division in the secondary oocyte. And when the second meiosis division takes place, what happens? There is produced ovum, and along with this ovum, second polar body is produced. What happens when fertilization cone is produced by the egg membrane? This is the fertilization cone. Sperm comes in contact with this egg membrane. Nucleus is present inside the secondary oocyte. This is the secondary oocyte. As the sperm come in contact with this egg membrane, there is starting of the meiosis second division takes place. Second meiosis division is completed now, and because of this second meiosis division, there is the formation of egg takes place. Along with egg, there is formed second polar body. How this takes place, we will discuss in our next lecture. Thank you so much.